It doesn't matter where in the market you look, which day it is, we see news about tariffs and problems associated coming out all the time, with a lot of companies now beginning to put out economic warnings. Now, the other day, we had a look at a warning coming from Walmart, where they had their concerns about where the economy could be going in the near future. But today, we're seeing this sort of statement, this sort of sentiment impacting broader sectors, impacting broader markets. And the company that we're going to be looking at today, who has essentially put out some sort of a statement, is actually Delta in the airlines sector. So what are we looking at here? Well, we're seeing that Delta and other airlines are sending a warning. So what does this mean? Well, Delta Airlines and other carriers are starting to slash their financial guidance in response to signs that customers are pulling back on travel spending, but the warning signs may not be as bad as initially feared. Delta has had investors rushing for the nearest exit on Monday after a warning that consumer and corporate confidence has been dented because of uncertainty about the economy. American Airlines and Southwest Airlines as well have also cut their guidance, citing a softness in demand. Whilst the entire stock market was taking it on the chin from the news that President Trump is doubling his tariffs on imports of steel, aluminium from Canada as well, there is a lot of pressure on Delta, and we're seeing now the figures being adjusted very, very significantly. So let's have a look at the numbers here, right? Speaking at the JP Morgan Industrials Conference, the CEO said that Delta's revenue would be around 500 million lower than expected in the first quarter. However, half of that comes from transitory factors such as weather events and other essentially broader issues, not specifically related to costs or other issues. But this is not an insignificant dip, right? This is not an insignificant dip at all. This is a large decline. And what we're seeing is Delta stock actually closing lower because of this, right? We even saw it down 12% at some points around the time of this statement. What does this all mean? What does this all speak to? Well, it speaks to a broader trend in the airline sector. We're seeing American Airlines also cutting their guidance, now expecting revenue to be flat in the first 3 months of the year, down from a previous growth of 3% forecast, if not 5% year over year. And Southwest cut its revenue growth forecast to between 2 and 4%, down from a previous range of between 5 and 7. Travel stocks have been under pressure in recent weeks, from fears that signs of weaker consumer spending elsewhere in the economy would hit this sector. And we are seeing this across the board, right? So many companies are aware of this, are concerned of this. Consumers broadly are not spending in the same manner that they once were. And of course, this is going to be impacting some companies. This is exactly what you would expect. And it looks like the airline sector, the travel sector, is being hard hit. We've seen many companies looking at slashing costs, looking at laying off workers. Just the other day we covered Expedia, where a similar situation is happening, right? They're looking to reduce their workforce. So this is not really a big surprise. However, it is surprising the markets apparently. And it could be a big indication as to what we see in this market going forwards. I just wanted to bring this news to you, right? Because we're seeing more and more companies aware of the current market situation, more and more companies adjusting their stance and putting out warnings in the market. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this market going forwards. It is rather disappointing to see, again, such a substantial drop in potential demand, but we'll see if it is made up for in the later half of the year. A story that I thought was worth bringing you guys, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.